Hey everyone, it's Dan McDonald from Imperial Clinical Research Services, coming to you this time from the DIA Global Annual Meeting in my hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. We're here on a walkway above the exhibit hall. You can see it laid out behind us. Stakeholders from all over industry are here to talk about clinical development. We've got vendors, regulatory bodies, and of course sponsors and CROs. I'm continuing my executive interview series. Got a very special guest here with me today, Mr. Matt Stumm. Matt is the president and founder of Stark Raving, a Boston-based patient recruitment company. Thanks for joining me, Matt.
Thanks, Dan.
So Matt, you and I have been in the industry for probably longer than we'd care to admit, an average of, I'd say, 20 years between the two of us. We've seen the patient recruitment space evolve from a time, I think, where there was skepticism and adoption rates were very low to a place today where we're much more mature. Where do you see the market today? How do you think sponsors are embracing patient recruitment and engagement, and kind of where do things stand now from your perspective?
I absolutely agree. I think there's been a huge adoption shift over the past 10, 15 years. I think when I started out, it was a question of whether or not we would do patient recruitment, and now it's a question of how we're going to be doing it. I'm noticing a bigger shift from when I started, of being concerned about new technologies, about being concerned about implementation of newer techniques in patient recruitment. Now I see the appetite for that being much stronger to try new things. Still there's hesitancy, and I think that's understandable, but I think that the industry's matured quite a bit. I mean, sitting through some of the sessions here at the show these past couple of days, you can hear it in the tone and tenor of the talks that people are having. It's becoming much more of a prominent discussion as opposed to a discussion that was being had kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a great segue because I think our particular segment of industry, meaning the patient recruitment segment, has embraced technology. Partially because we've had to. We've got to use technology to reach different patient populations, raise awareness, get people interested in clinical trials. How have you seen this part of the industry embrace technology? What are some of the ways that you're using it at Stark Raving to help your clients?
I think one of the things that cannot be overlooked at this point in time is artificial intelligence. I think we're at the very early stages of it, but I think it may come to a surprise to a lot of people in patient recruitment that artificial intelligence has been used in advertising and marketing for patient outreach for a number of years, just at a different scale. I think we're at the cusp of really starting to break through. Mind you, I think we have to have a lot of caution and a lot of oversight in what we're doing to make sure that we're protecting privacy, transparency, and how we're collecting data. But there's going to be a seismic shift, I think, in the next 5 years. Just considering the adoption rate of how this industry takes on new technology, you'll be seeing real-time bidding, you'll see predictive analytics through advertising. I think there's a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline.
It truly is an industry that's always changing. I think the change is accelerating, and so we're always trying to keep our pulse on what's happening out there. One of the things that we're doing at Imperial that we believe strongly in is the importance of thanking participants in clinical trials, which is something we don't do enough of as an industry. What are you guys doing at Stark? What are you seeing your clients interested in doing when it comes to making sure that we show appreciation for those people that spend time and volunteer to participate in research?
I think the biggest thing I've seen, maybe it's probably the past 5-7 years, in the post-marketing part of advertising for the actual approved drug, you're seeing an acknowledgement of the people who participated in the trial being included in the advertising, which to me is amazing and was never done before. And I think that's a product of the big push that's happening here and within our world of patient recruitment, of really making patients the center of the reason why clinical research is successful, not only because of the researchers and the scientists and the sponsors, but without their participation, a lot of this just wouldn't be happening.
That's right, they're a critical stakeholder in the clinical development process. I think we've really embraced that as an industry. We have to continue to do that as we move forward. Well, so we'll wrap it up here with, Matt and I are a couple of Boston guys. We're here in our hometown. For those people that are visiting, what would you say is something they're a must-see during their time here in Boston?
I think there's the typical highlight reel of Boston, but I'm a little more bias towards South End of Boston. More of a neighborhood feel, great restaurants, farmers markets, vintage craft fairs, things like that. It's kind of off the beaten track, but I think South Boston SoA District is the place you should head.
There you got it. That's the inside scoop from a Boston guy. Go and check out the South End. Until next time, thank you for watching. Appreciate you, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Take care.